Let's jump in. All right, we're going to play our first actual real on-account War of the Spark Sealed. And as we go in, I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom. They've been sponsoring me for a few weeks now. It's a reunion of sorts. They were my first sponsor on Limited Resources, and they just provide the best customer service and value that I have found in the Magic industry for all your Magic purchases, singles, boosters, all that stuff. Go to cardkingdom.com, check them out, let them know I sent you. Now let's go. Let's get them. Hey, called Ugin. Thank you, whoever did that. Stratic, well done. Let's see here. Oh, and Teferi was following us around all day on Tuesday, and he's back here. I've not seen Ral yet. Ral. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Ral deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, +2 to scry 1, okay? And then when you cast your, -2, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. Okay, so spell copier dude. Maybe that can work. Yeah, sound like this. I'm looking forward to first picking Ral and building around that. You know, I think the spells deck, as it always is, every time there's a spells matter red-blue deck, which is often these days, I do get excited by it. I like that kind of thing. And Blast Zone was decent, right? Blast Zone is battlefield charge counter on it. You can put charge counters on it and then sack it to destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge. Yeah, that seems, you know, colorless. It is a real cost to put a land that only taps for colorless mana into your deck. You know, we've all experienced Color Screw, and giving yourself one more towards the possibility of Color Screw is not great, but that ability is great. You can even do something like play this as a spell. You know, play 18 lands so that you both have extra. You know, if you draw the Blast Zone, think of it as a spell. Yeah, but bad engineered explosives on a land make for a good thing. Okay, let's check Arc Bow. Oh, we had this before, but didn't have the creature density for it, which may be a problem in the set in general. You're just using up a lot of your creature slots on planeswalkers. But anyway, this is not card advantage because you are discarding a card to do it, but pitching a land to look at the top X cards of your library and put a creature card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield is pretty good. But if you whiff, you just lose that card. So you really only want to even activate this when you're feeling confident that you're going to hit. But as a late game mana sink, when you're dumping 6 into this every turn, you're gonna generally hit. So we'll take a look at that. But I'm interested in this too. We've got Spark Double. Spark Double enters the battlefield as a copy of a creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter or loyalty. And it isn't legendary, so you can copy legends, of course, because planeswalkers. That seems great. We'll play that. I mean, 2 Ugins is better than 1 Ugin, right? And then, speaking of that, if we don't have the spell density, we'll probably end up finding a way to play Ugin, Teferi, and Spark Double here at the very least from our rares, and Teferi if you haven't seen him. The -3 is good enough, is good, you know. Bouncing and drawing for -3 is solid, and then you can just build back up. So, all right, now let's start. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go in. I'm going to look at, I think, Jeskai colors at first, just to see what we see there. I want to see if that Ral is at all possibly playable, because if we got lucky and he was, that would be sweet. So I'm going to start by looking at these, and we're going to look at, let's do this layout. When I do sealed deck on Arena, I break it into chunks to look at. So I want to look at the high rarity, uncommon and above rarity in that color scheme first. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we'll switch to cam place. Let's see what's going to be best. I think draft view has actually been pretty good for that. And I think I can actually remove my message. Where is that? Which one is that? Here we go. Let's do that, and then it's even better for y'all. We have double pledge. What's that? Pledge of Unity. Yeah, that could be strong. We can go back and look at green-white too. We have that green rare. Let's cruise through here. Sunblade. Yeah, this is playable, and in a counter-themed set, design puts things like this in to encourage you to put counters on them, because as Marshall and Luis have been talking about the last couple of episodes, basically a +1/+1 counter is good, but a +1/+1 counter effectively gets the keywords of everything the creature has. So a +1/+1 counter with First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink obviously is much better than just a +1/+1 counter. There's that Spark Double we saw. This is a great uncommon, so yeah, I think we're playing blue for sure. Here's Dovin's Veto that we're gonna... Yeah, oh, this is looking good. Tybalt is fine. Like that. Ugin's Conjurant to go along with... This is the card, by the way, that combos with Celestial Kirin to be a 2-card, 4-mana Armageddon in Modern. We'll probably play that. It can be... The ability can be a drawback or a benefit depending on how your opponent is trying to manage it, but it's generally worth, you know, you're generally happy to pump X into that. You've noticed Teferi's annoying, very annoying if you have any combat tricks or instant removal. Yeah. Although, you know, instant removal, casting it as a sorcery is not the end of the world, but combat tricks being sorcery speed, they basically become unplayable. This is... Kiora has been good for me in the sealeds we did on Tuesday for ramping, and you can even play her into an empty board sometimes, or play her into their 2/2 or whatever, and go ahead and just take the 7/5 hit and be able to ramp into something that then protects her at 4, and then you get 4 more, you know, untaps from there. So I like Kiora because you can deploy her without having defenses if she will help you get defenses more quickly. Neoform. Sacrifice creature. Yeah, this is like Birthing Pod once, right? And it comes with a +1/+1 counter. All right, well, so now I want to look at... I want to make sure, I want to rule out Ral here, so I'm going to go all of these, instants and sorceries, and see what that looks like. See if there's anything tempting on the Ral front. Like, these are okay. I don't know if these are worth... Yeah, this doesn't look like it's really worth Ral, I don't think. Yeah, we'll look at everything. Sure. Yeah, look at Grixis possibility here. Cruelty is great. Thirst is great. That's good, I think. You know, the thing with these is, like, they still got that one activation, you know? Gosh, it's someday they'll come up with some removal where it's like undo the activation. That's not very good. That's okay. In sealed, I don't think it is. Like, it's basically kill a planeswalker, right? And I think in sealed you could main deck that, but in draft I would want to side it in. Yeah, I can kill a zombie army. That's a good point. Let's just go back to... Let's go to blue-white, though. I think we're just going to... I'm going to start here and see where we get. going for something a little bit control-y in the blue-white side. We might play that as that. Enforcer Griffin seem good. We love a Wanderer Strike. We're going to play that. This is pretty darn defensive. I don't know if it's good. Horned Turtle is losing its luster as WotC is more and more willing to print 4-power creatures at very low rarities in even colors besides green. So I'll put them in now, but I think we're going to be taking those out. I don't think that's particularly good unless we're doing that thing. Time Twist has lots of applications. You need to find a window, but there's enough value to be squeezed out of this that I think you can run one. Love this. No Escape is great, especially in this format. Stealth Mission. This is like destroy target planeswalker effectively as well, but it also leaves the counters behind and so I think we play that. This seems bad, but I'll put it in for now. Yes, sure. Yeah. Yep. And is Ugin? Yeah, we could play the Silver Wing. It would be cheap with Ugin, but who cares really? Where does that leave us? We're one away here. Blast Zone in. Could even put Blast Zone in an extra land. Call this a 18 lander. Wujo, you don't see blue-white working in this pool or in this format? What don't you see? What doesn't work about this for you? It seems solid to me. We have Sunblade Angel and Enforcer Griffins as finishers. Ugin top end. Eternal Skylord is good. These are crap. Yeah, I suppose these, like I said, I didn't like those. I don't think there's any proliferate in here. Oh, they're here. There is here. All right, well, let me snatch a screen of this, and we can explore a different direction if we don't think... Actually, I might just save this so at least we have something. No need to throw away this work entirely, but let me... If we put in... What would we splash if we splash something here? That's too much info. Let's look at the gold cards for splash possibilities. Oh, they won't show us? We have no more gold cards? Wait. Let's reset this. I just want to see this. Okay, there we go. What else are we looking at gold-wise for possible splashes? There was that Pledge of Unity. Do you want to see if there's a Pledge of Unity deck here? Wujo wants to see that black again. All right, well, let me... Again, I want to just make this a complete deck of some kind so that I can move on from it. Let's just do that and say done. And then go back in, so at least we have a deck saved. And now we can put all this back. Okay. Let's take a look at our green. First, I want to look at our green gold. So let's remember we have Neoform, Prowler, and the pledges. And then how about just what's in our mono green? Oh, it shows us anyway. Okay, so we can look at color by color. That might help us too here. So here's our green. Sage Spinner has been really good for me on Tuesday. I think this is going to be an overperformer that people are going to catch on to, because defending against flyers is so important for protecting your planeswalkers. This is just whatever. So is all this. That helps. Got some splash, you know, base green. With 4 nurturers, we could probably play anything we wanted. Base nurturer deck. What does that look like? Hey, thank you for the sub. Fist bump. I just don't like the rest of this very much, although this is all right. Guess we'd play, you know, we got some death touchers for the ground. Well, let's see. We'll put the... This is... Oh, this adds 2. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we can just splash everything. So let's... What if we look at green-black with this Leyline Prowler and start with this as kind of our base. I know there's more green playables, but I just want to see... and we can see them here anyway. Banehound. You're going to be the bane of my soapbox. Dreadmalkin. Now this is a better 1/1 for 1. And that's instant speed, so you can do it in response to removal, so that's good. Ghost Form. I'm kind of high on this card conceptually, but I fear that it's like one of those doesn't quite fit. It's like the opt of the set or whatever. Like you can envision how this would be really powerful because you can play Kaya's Ghost Form on your Planeswalker that has a, you know, that you can then minus, it dies and comes back. Like that's super powerful. That's like Kaya for 1 mana, it's like copying a Planeswalker. But then again, if you had a Planeswalker that wasn't under threat, you could probably just plus it back up. But in this format, there's some that only go down. I just don't know if it if it fits. And I was saying I would start a price in Sealed. I think that's correct. I think everybody's playing Planeswalkers, and you'd be happy to generally get them after 1 use. And if not, there's always amass tokens, as was pointed out. This is amazing. So yeah, I'll put it in for now, but I don't know if we keep that. This is fine. Triumph. Creature Sacrifice. Feels like there's enough tokens going on where this is maybe not good. Am I, like... In some ways, it gives a mass... Like, it's like, sweet, I got to sacrifice my army and then I'll just rebuild. Definitely Thirst. Oh, let's put one of these in for now. Definitely Cruelty. This is probably good and sealed. That type of effect usually is because of the bomb heaviness of it. We like Obnix. He's fine. The Laptop Behemoth is... can go in for now, but we hope to not play. I like the dies into stuff. The Horde. Oh, it's a... I was thinking this was cheaper. Dies into Amass 2, though. Still worth playing, but maybe not quite as good as I was thinking it was initially. Yeah, I'm just putting in every... Like, we can put in... Now, you want to go... How do we do this? We can go color by color even and say, what would we want to splash here? Because we can really splash anything with all this stuff. A Wanderer's Strike is splashable out of this. Flyers are good. I don't know if we want all of them, but I'd put like those into consideration. Splash Unity. Are we going to have the creature count? 13 creatures. Really? What is this really doing for us? I mean... yeah, it makes... I guess it's a combat trick, and even at least it's a combat trick, I suppose. Let's put in one at least. We like Skylord. It does improve Proliferate. which I don't know how much of we have. I'm going to see here. Yeah, no proliferate in blue. Spark double. I mean, do we want to like, what are we copying that we like? Ugin still. Oh yeah, we still have Ugin to add. Let's get Ugin in. Boom. We'll get there. We'll cruise through it all and fill this up, and then do this by removal. I think I like the 5-color green plan, basically, or the splash whatever we want plan. So let's just put in the stuff we think is good, and then decide what we actually want to play. You can even, I think we can double splash. Like this doesn't concern me either. We just have so many. I was intending Kiora for sure. I don't think we're splashing no escapes, though. I don't know if we're splashing Teferi either. I'll put him in for now. We've looked at a bunch of our black. I particularly like that finisher card. Now let's take a look at the red. No. Let's put in these to consider. We like drawing cards. I don't think that's good enough for a splash. So I don't think that is. Now, red's pretty weak. No mana geode. Yeah, I was saying, like, splashing counterspells is maybe a little loose to me, but we'll put them in as a consideration. Well, I don't. Where we're headed here is play our just most powerful stuff, right? We're just trying to get there on power level and the ability to cast it, and we have to make a ton of cuts, though. So, what's the real heart of what we're trying to splash? I think we just abandoned the red. I mean, it doesn't matter. If we wanted a Heartfire, we can. But I think if we splash anything from red, it'll be a single Heartfire. I'm going to cut the Triumph. I think that's not going to be good for us. And I'm going to give up on that Dream. And maybe even that one. I wonder what it'll do if I have it suggest land. Okay, let's do that at least. Oh, we do have Gateway Plaza, and I guess we put in a blast zone. Our nurtures are so strong for fixing that we can afford the blast zone. All right, this just gives me. I like seeing that we need to cut 8. And let's look at our numbers on that front. Cut a mix here, I think. We can go... I want to cut like 3 of each, and then we'll see where we're at. Not good enough. We're splashing better stuff. Might be said about this as well, actually. Yeah, we're out on pledge for sure. Yeah, it's a little do nothing. We can do either. We have some. I'm gonna call it a land. I'm gonna play 17 because we have Kiora, New Horizons and Leyline Prowler and 4 Nurturers. So, in fact, we might even cut a Nurturer. Like, I don't know if we want 4. Like, do we want 4? Yeah, I think Obnix is good. When they play something unbelievably good, we're okay giving them 2 cards for that. And we can use it on our own stuff to draw 2. Where are we at on creatures now? Down to 15. Obnixilus plus incidental Amass, for example. You know, play this, Amass 1, Obnix -2, draw 2. Yeah. Seems pretty ugh to do anything about God Eternals except put that blue enchantment on it. Like, is there... You tell me in this set what we do about God Eternals besides discard them or put that aura on them. Yeah, so let's do... I'm kind of with you. I think we are working on New Horizons, Leyline, and Nurturer ramp, so we don't need Kiora either. But I like this core of 5. Like, with 5 ways to make any color, we can still do the splashes we want. Although, you know, we could cut to Fairy. Sure, yeah. I'm with... I'm not, like... I'm more just agog at those God Eternals and how ridiculous they are. Ugin is destroy. Okay, we're close. $15.10. Is the Ceratok doing enough work? Let's just hope the bots pass gods to me. Yeah, it's doing not quite the work we want out of 5, right? It's fine, yes, Tron, but we have... I like all of our other 5s better. And we have enough going on here, I think. And maybe cut 1 no escape. We can cut to Fairy as hard. Yeah, Shifty. I think I had Teferi in as like, oh, we can totally do this. At the time, we had another Nurturer and Kiora in the deck, which made that extra easy to do. But probably can cut Teferi and have this be 4C no red. I have found flyers to be vital. Like, I want to go get the other Enforcer Griffin almost. Like, that certainly makes more sense to me than playing the 4/5. In fact, yeah, let's put that in and see if they're, like, you know, maybe that is what we do. Well, every time I had flyers and my opponent didn't, I felt super in control and powerful, like I'm ready for anything. And every time they had flyers and I didn't, I kept being bummed out because, like, well, I can play Ugin and get one activate. You know, it's just like, yeah, this is intentional right now. But I guess I can go, because we've been looking at things in like this view, but I can go to deck building if that's a little better up here. Nah, we're going to play a lot of black, and these all tap for black. You know, black is going to be fine for us to get. Oops, I didn't want to take it out, though. And I like that we don't have to have something to sack. Peas and Intangible are disagreeing about whether No Escape or Toll of the Invasion is a better card to do the job. And that's a great way to think about what you're putting in your deck and everything. Like, what is the job of this card, and do we have other things that do it? But the job of this card is to deal with their huge bombs, and that's similar here. So they do a similar thing. They're both... You need Toll of the Invasion before they cast it. You need both of these by the time they cast it, is the thing. I don't know about land yet. Let's focus on what we're... our spells, and then we'll make sure our lands are in the right place. I think I'm going to go with 2 No Escapes to start, but I see what you're both saying. I don't think it's necessarily obvious, and we can do our... we can ask ourselves... if one looks better than the other. This, you don't have to hold up mana, you just have to cast it. The problem, No Escape, you have to hold up mana. And the thing is, like, it's hard to wait for their bomb. Generally, if I have a window, if I've held up 3 mana and they cast something that I can counter, I'm going to counter it. But I think we run both of those. Let's do that. Hey, Johan. Glad you're back. You're often top decking your bomb, but often... I mean, sometimes the bombs, like, let's say it's a 6 mana bomb, and opponent takes, like, till turn 10 to get to 6 mana. That's 10 draws plus the initial 7. They're close to half their deck at that point, and you're not bad to get their sweet card if you can toll them before they get to 6 or whatever, So... Yeah, we leaned into 4 colors because in sealed you want to play your most powerful stuff, and we had 4, but we've opted to go with 3 Centaur Nurturers, New Horizons, and Leyline Prowler as 5 cards in a base black-green that allow us to splash everything else here. Don't think we have any way to put counters on the Angel. No, unfortunately, but I still think maybe the Enforcer Griffin is better than a Sunblade. Like, is 1 point of toughness better than that? I still think we like Flying First Strike Vigilance Lifelink. I do. I think we play that. Oh yeah. New Horizons can do it, but is unlikely to, because we're hoping to get that down earlier. But let's stop this. Let's give it a try. Effin Ugin. All right, we got to figure out the mana now. We're gonna get rid of this. Plaza plus 5 black-green sources means we don't need, and I also no searching. Oh, let me tell you. So Dave Humphreys, again, lead play design on this set. I worked with Dave for many years in R&D, and in fact, he was leading the set that was about out the door when I first started at Wizards, which was Avacyn Restored. And Avacyn Restored had, I think, 1 or 0 or 1 cards. Maybe it was just 1 that said shuffle. Dave Humphreys hates shuffling and tries to keep it as much out of his sets as he can. I think that's one of his principles that he's shown me anyway. And so mana fixing that, go find a basic land and put it in the battlefield tapped. That's not how he wants to do mana fixing. He likes something like Centaur Nurture, New Horizons, this kind of thing. He doesn't want you to shuffle to fix. Anyway, so now we can add back 8, 15, that's Is that good, or do we even go 6-9? We can also do this. Like, it's so important to cast these. But we do have the double thirst, and we need to cast this, and we have one... Yeah, I'm going to go back to this. Hey, Nick. Good morning. Yeah, a little, like 9 total sources of green should get it by turn 3, I think, is good. All right, Ugin and friends. Here we go. No mana geode. It happens. No mana geodes, but all the green fixers we could ask for. Thank you, Peas. Yeah, we'll think about it. And there we go. We've got, hey, we have the combo, but again, we're going to play the New Horizons so we can cast this early, not wait so we can put a token on it. A counter, rather, not token. Easy keep, though. Oh, I know. Nick is talking about the economic design of set rollouts on Arena. We're going to wait on this. Although, if we cast it, I suppose we can New Horizons onto it next turn. Is it worth it to attack with a 3/3? I don't know how to use this thing for the best yet. Oh, I'm also... yeah, I might stay up top here today for a little bit because it allows me to do this without getting in your way. Is the stream frozen? Hope it's not. Hope it's just for you, Johan. Oh, sorry. Let's see. So I'm gonna try it. Let's go ahead and see if horizoning onto this is worthwhile. It's a little worse than a 3/3 or whatever, just because if it gets chumped, it shrinks. All right, that's fair. They traded 1 for 1. We still got our ramp, though. Out of principle, I would not play sealed on my free-to-play account because the value is just not there. But I am totally happy to spew gems for you all. I haven't need to do the blast zone yet. We're not blasting anything yet. And let's start here. Yeah, you gotta wait, Zach. If you're committed to the free-to-play, you should not be playing sealed. Sealed is for superstars, right, Nick? Yeah, I don't feel the need to thirst either of these right now. I'm just gonna let this go. We got an angel coming down. Let's make him have an answer to the angel before we worry about using removal on half of a 2/2. Or half of a 2-mana spell. I can try a reload, but I think... I don't know if Deckmaster was updated. Oh, sorry, my turn. Thank you. The Plaza, but we don't need that yet. when we can do this and drop the angel. Should attack first, I guess. Yeah, traditional on Monday is fine. It's still high risk. Like, for a free-to-play account to expend 1,500 gems on an event is a significant expenditure, and you can certainly have a bad run of events, go... don't fail to win twice, 3 times in a row, and boom, your supposedly healthy free-to-play account is actually... we got New Horizons. It can brutalize your free-to-play account, but it's still, the value is there. All right. You're late, no escape. Actually, I don't know what we could have countered that matters. I guess no escape is actually right on time. I take it back, no escape. You're right on time. We'll get there, big thing coming up. I'm staying up here on purpose right now, Scooter, because for a new set, I can do I can right-click and you can see, whereas if I'm in my traditional view, I cover up the text box. So I'm going to hang up here so I can write, because we also don't have, it's a new set and we don't have the Deckmaster overlay, so a lot of people are going to want to be reading things today, so like I'll put that up. I wish I could have it stick while I still clicked elsewhere, but it does not. See, it's hard to know where to sit. So here's Kaya. I mean, I can go to... Actually, I can go to draft view, because I took off... Let's try this. Maybe this, and we move CK over here. And we do a modified draft view. I don't have my memes set up to work in draft view, but I don't think we don't have any memes to trigger here in this format. So, yeah, we'll do this today. Yeah, there's a... Zach is asking if he can suggest memes. There's a meme channel in the Discord, and I keep an eye on that. Yeah, we'll counter that. And Scry. Homeowner, thank you. We don't need nurtures anymore. I mean, we don't need land, and I guess they block... I guess they block those. I'm going to take them just because I don't want to draw nothing. I don't want to draw land and have no play. I want to put something out that Oppo has to face. And I still don't want to use Thirst on this. I mean, Zach, you have my email. You can also email me. You all have my email, goingoptimal@gmail.com. You can email me anytime. Tell me what's on your mind. Johan says, so I've been playing ranked draft with gold and saved all my gems from the rewards for when war hits. Now the best use of this gem is for traditional draft, right? Yes, that's what I would do with my gems. Oh, sorry, I'm no, not purposely not pumping the blast zone. I am forgetting how that card works. Thank you. We'll start doing that. Easy to forget your lands over the corner and new set stuff. So let's see, I can pay XX, so we get to do it for 1 here. I'm going to keep playing my lands because of the Blast Zone. So 2... I'm not going to use it to take out the Reaver, but I like having it here. I think having it at 2 is good. Like, we don't want to do this, right? We don't care about this. But having it at 2 with the X ability really lets us be able to set it to whatever we want. K-Cat, you can absolutely forward me chain emails that have been bouncing around the internet since the 90s, because you know what Google is really good at? Not showing me those. Yeah, so now I'm deliberately not. I didn't even think about it before. I guess we're never going to do this, so I'm going to put one more on it, because I don't think we'll ever do... I'm not going to do it for this, right? That would be so sad. We're going to draw out of it. Ah, magic. Oh. Oh, that was a mistake. I meant 2 mana, not 2 counters, but... Well, now we're very prepared for 4 drops. We got some of our removal. I'm still not willing to use it on this stuff. Don't be cruel, Nick. There we go. This is why I didn't want to use that removal. We weren't under that much pressure here, and I want to use this, and this, though. This is a 2-drop that has done a lot of work this game. But I'm glad I didn't bother using my good stuff on it. Still might have to if they continue to be a removal fountain over there on the other side. Just so. Let's see, what can Sorin do? Creatures and Planeswalkers Oppo controls have lifelink and deals 1 damage to target player or Planeswalker on a +2 and -X. Return target creature card X from the graveyard battlefield, and what do we got in their yard? 0 creatures in the yard.
I will have revenge for House Markov.
Yep, we do have the land. And that's cool. Yeah, we'll trade the land for Sorin, and it only gets 1 point off.
Feed the strong.
I just felt that Oppo had a 4-mana Planeswalker we wanted to kill coming. All right, how do we activate it? 3 and sack? Yeah, we can do that right now.
I will spare you this time.
It seems it's so the auto tap is so desperate to spend my 2 mana of any color. Like, yes, let's spend 2 mana of any, and I it's like, don't do that. Actually, though, I'll do it like this. See, it still wants to. My God. Hey, we can even attack. Nice Wind Drake. It's not even the best Wind Drake in the set, Nick. Yeah, I was trying, Johan. It was just like auto tap was not being my friend. There's your buddy. We don't even really need him right now, but it does... Yeah, and that does leave Sorenser, so we can do that.
Armies marched and soldiers died, all for my reign.
I'm going to attack... Let's see, they've got a we're going to just attack with the 3-3 and actually leave the 2-2 back, as it still continues to hold off both of these. You think Obnix seems bad? Obnix is fine, because when you're desperate to get rid of their... we're all conditioned, thanks to limited resources and other sources of great information, to really rail against 2-for-1ing ourselves. But how would you feel if Obnix destroyed your your windmill slam rare bomb, and like you drew a land and a 2-drop? It's like, oh, it feels so bad. And of course you get to target your own stuff.
I am your inner demon.
I am your outer demon. And also, I mean, it does sit here and clock them. You know, they're sitting here drawing and taking. And it sits there saying, yeah, I'm going to do it like this. I think old Nixie is actively good. Doing that for the 2-for-1, or, you know, something above 1-for-1. Hard to say what the value of those specifically were at this point.
Suffer the dreams of the damned.
I mean, at least you get to hear dialogue every time. All right, we got it. Oppo is like, all right, I've had enough. Good start, good start. I put chat up here too. That might be a little better. I like Dreadhorde Invasion. I think it's not as good as like Bitter Blossom or whatever, but Bitter Blossom was an insano bomb, and it approximates what Bitter Blossom did. The lack of flying and the lack of separate creatures is a pretty big knock on it compared to the iconic Bitter Blossom. But if you have sacrifice outlets, then I think it's really nice. I think it's fine if you're just throwing it in a black deck, and I think you'll be happy if you play that on 2. And I think it's great if you can really work towards having something to sacrifice, something really positive to do with repeat sacrifice. All right, right back in. How y'all doing today? Got a nice healthy viewer count here. Maybe some people are back from yesterday, or maybe something happened and I missed it. If someone sent some viewers my way, or if Jerry tweeted again or whatever, thank you. If not, if you're just back from previously, or I'm one of the few people actually showing you some sealed today, welcome. I don't have any favorites yet. Still kind of working it out. Are we going to keep this just because of the nurturer? Opponent is going first. I really don't... I hate mulliganing in formats like this. It seems like a slow format, so I'm going to keep this. It's a little bit risky, but it's sealed. And hey, we just got there, of course. Clean living. Right on, back from the Nox host. Facing this again on turn 2 for the second game. We've got Menace, but they've got an easy block, so no attacks here. I have a lot of cards that I think are great. Okay, here's my favorite design of the set so far. It doesn't always leap to mind, but the Chandra that uses the removal of loyalty as damage. That I love design that's the kind of design I see and like, why didn't I think of that while I was in R&D and could have gotten that card printed? Like, that's a really clever way to give a Chandra Planeswalker some extra power in a design space that's never really been explored before by R&D. So I really liked that. All right, well, I don't know why people aren't streaming sealed. I guess they're excited about new standard. We're not going to block, so we're going to attack. One reason turnover is high in R&D is that there's kind of nowhere to go but sideways. You're not going to get Aaron Forsythe's job. You're not going to get Mark Rosewater's job, or Eric Lauer's job, or Dave Humphrey's job, or Mark Globus's job, or Del Loggle's job. Like, there are entrenched senior people in R&D who are amazing at their jobs and caretake our favorite game. And when you're in there, you just know, well, you're unlikely to get any of those jobs. So at some point, you kind of feel like, well, I've been making cards for 5 years. I want to do something else, you know? And so sometimes people leave R&D, like I did, to go do something else in the company, like Nick did as well. Nick and I both followed the dream of Arena, right? Like that was exciting, you know? Anyway, sorry, Oppo. What are we doing here? We got the Charity Extractor. We're going to play this, or let's just dump right into the Nurture so we can accelerate to Ugin if we have a stable board. It's true, but if you're waiting out someone to retire or pass away, like, it's not...
I adore wading through bone. History, even the weak serve a purpose.
There you go. There's Obnix doing the thing that people should do with him more to understand his true value.
Knowledge is not without prize.
We can exile a creature and proliferate. We don't want to do that. If we do Ugin, what do we get out of that? Can we Ugin and protect? Ugin -3 to destroy Obnix and then hide? Trouble is we need to tap Nurture to do that, and then we're facing this with Dread Malkin alone, and so then Ugin wouldn't survive. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, you get... Planeswalkers are powerful when you read them, but then in board context, you're like, oh man, do I even have the right thing here? So I'm going to go with the Skylord. Is this Eugene or is this Eugene? I don't know who Eugene is. Oh, Ugin, got it. I see.
Nothing phases me.
All right.
You better
don't
watch
let
your
anything
back
slip through the
from here on
cracks.
out. Other than myself, of course.
So here's where, you know, like I said, flyers. Look at this. Look at how happy we are. A flyer! Yes! Right? Like, now it's like, oh, I didn't hear the Kaya pun, but now our question is, like, how do we get the Enforcer Griffin out without it just immediately dying? And can we... This has got Menace, so we can go at some Planeswalkers here, I think. Especially if we Wanderer's Strike, we get a freebie. But I kind of like Herald and... If we Dread Malkin with mana up, what are we threatening? Making it a 3/3, which isn't that good. I'm going to go... I'm going to play a Herald of the Dread Horde, and then I think we have to say no attacks, though. This is a brutal pair to be trying to build a board into, but yeah, I just kind of want him to use something. It's true. I can Ugin in plus next time. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah. We at least have the defenses now. The trouble is, even with Ugin and plus, if they have all this removal, see, even that's like, now we have to change our whole plan to not lose to a Grateful Apparition. Yeah, I think this is going to be kind of our wish coin crab of the set, you know?
Apparitions come in many shapes,
Okay.
but they all look like a payday.
Okay. Okay. That was good. She only goes down.
Try not to think too hard.
And if we Enforcer, though, then they will Obnix minus, kill the Enforcer, attack with the Apparition, and plus both Planeswalkers. So we just have to actually use either Ugin on Ugin minus Apparition. Yeah, Ugin minus the Apparition. Or Wanderer's Strike. They're our only real plays here. We just can't let this Apparition live. So now I'm trying to figure out which one to do. We could proliferate this. Let's do Ugin, because then Wanderer's Strike lets us proliferate Ugin. Do we... And we have enough blocks, even if they nix one of them, so we're going to do that. Oh, we don't have enough blocks. Forgot about that. It took our Nurturer, but I still think we got to do it.
Another I can create or destroy.
Yeah, that was not quite what I wanted, but I think... Oh, I'm willing to chump to save Ugin, but they can kill one of our creatures to get at Ugin no matter what. We'll chump both to save Ugin if they don't do that. This is what I was expecting. But it's not that bad of a trade, right? We get two creatures, and they divert a full attack to get... Yeah, this was ultimately could have been a lot worse.
I can see.
Oh, right. Darn it, I forgot the Ugin discount.
Knowledge is not without prize.
New card blues. I saw that Conjurant was castable, but it's castable at 0, so I was just like, oh, well, we don't want to cast it for 0. Yeah, well... Like, there's nowhere for me to be. I've been trying to hide. Here, let's see. I can go small today. Oh, no, that didn't work. I gotta keep my frame with everything else. Hold on. We're just gonna leave it there for now. I gotta focus on playing this. Middle left is where I usually am, but then when I do this, it covers up that. And with no right, sorry, let me, I'm roping here. Let me make sure I know what I'm doing. Let's now get the Enforcer Griffin out, right? And this, I don't want to cast that, and we don't want the Conjurant in this situation, so we're just passing. Interesting. What are they up to? Do they have, they're just trying to get me dead before I get them dead? What's going on here? Oh, they want to proliferate the Martyr. We're going to exile the Martyr so that they don't get the death trigger, and we'll just bounce off the Charity Extractor. It could be something to kill. It's true. But I think this is just about them trying to get the Martyr dead.
It is just a small headache.
And it's important enough that I am actually gonna do this. Get rid of it. Submit 0. And let's get rid of Ugin, or, sorry, Ob. Sorry, Nick. We're going after him. Stupid birds coming after Nicholas.
Your success was a fluke.
And we'll wait on this. We can cast this, make a huge one if we want. I don't know if you can sub from mobile. I've heard people having trouble with that.
I'm mysterious. Don't think you'll be needing that.
Oh, that guy. That's the worst voice dialogue in the game to listen to. Maybe appropriate for the character, but ooh, I hate that voice actor. Sorry, I don't hate the voice actor. I hate that tone. It grates on me. We don't need the nurture as much as removal and a big, huge dude. And now I'm just going to get rid of the extractor. And we don't want to discard anymore, so we got to come at yet another Planeswalker.
Run again.
And this is what I'm saying about the Planeswalker-based format. We divert so much damage away from opponents to Planeswalkers that the games are just, I think, going to, in general, go much longer. Especially sealed. Hey, Ubermensch. I was talking about the 1/3 Reach Spider for 2. I think is a linchpin card for the format. That I think it will emerge as that. This. Yeah. So we'll make a. Now, don't copy your Conjurant with a Spark Double. The rule of thumb about counters and stuff on copied creatures is you get what's in the sleeve, right? If you took the thing out of the sleeve and put it out, like, that's what you'd get. So we're going to... Do we take out Kaya? She's not that much of a problem, but I don't want them to proliferate her back up. Yes, Spark Double does get a +1/+1 counter, but you would be making a 1/1 Conjurant, right? That doesn't seem great. We want to make a 9/9 Conjurant. Aid the Fallen is a thing. I don't know. Do you leave him there? Like... Proliferate punishes you for leaving... Proliferate punishes you for leaving useless Planeswalkers on the battlefield, and graveyard recursion punishes you for killing them, you know? Yeah, I'm still low on Bolt Bend. I think the window is too... It's too tough to find a window to get the value. It's not that it doesn't do stuff, though. Let's see. Do we... I think I need to kill this Celebrant, or we're going to lose on that. Yeah, we got to keep that in mind. We're going to copy our Enforcer Griffin. Yeah, I think I would play Parhelion 2 in Sealed. I think maybe I passed on it before, but it all seems slow enough to do that. We're going to attack only with the Griffin. Let's just take this attack. Yeah, because the damage is never actually dealt to it. The damage is prevented, so Death Touch and Lifelink do not work on Spirit Monk. Very weak to First Strike, and kind of weak to Chumping. Like, normally, hey, a 9/9, but, like, it gets blocked by a 3/3 and becomes a 6/6, you know? So it has, it runs out of, it winds down, so to speak. And I do think, yeah, we can't, I'm going to start attacking with it, though. We need to keep back 3 creatures, because if they draw a removal spell, we're dead. If we leave only 2 back. And so we're going to send our biggest... Make them have a short clock. And this is actually pretty close. Because of that. So if we attacked with extra, we'd be dead right now. And we still have to lose one of our 2. They make a force block. They only get one of them, though. But then we're in top deck. Now we're top decking. Yeah, exactly. We're not out of this. All right, that's super helpful. If we attack, we lose to top deck removal. But at some point, we need to get them dead, or just waiting for that to happen. And if they get destroy removal, they destroy the Conjurant, you know. So I am going to attack. It's risky, but we need to take a chance here. Yeah, we're on 8, so we don't die to removal anyway. That's a good point. Nurture helped with that. I kind of forgot that triggered even. I'm still getting used to all these cards. I should keep throwing up these cards for people to look at, especially when Oppo is tanking. And I'll try to keep an eye on chat. If there is... if you want me to bring up a card to look at more closely, you just say the word. Wasting my removal on Celebrant. I was worried that eventually that would drain us to 0. I don't know if it's a huge punt. I had my reasons for it. So now that we're at 8 and can withstand, like, let's see. No, if they draw a creature, they still get to make it 8/8 and then attack in. So we're still going to stick with the Griffin plan. Removal, we're dead. Creature, we can still trade. But if we attack with both, then I want to be able to... Ooh, who do they got here? Oh, Flash. We're just drawing nothing. They're drawing nothing. Every time... I'm just waiting for the removal that ends this, but... You're at 8. Let's see. You're Steve Bug is saying, if they sack a creature, they'd be dead on backswing. But if we attack with this, and they sack a creature and then we chump, yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe we do put them on the bigger clock, and accept that removal doesn't kill us, and we can double block. Yeah, okay, I like that. That's fair. This way, removal doesn't kill us because we are still at 2, and a creature doesn't kill us because we can at least double block. That was an interesting follow. All right. We got it. Oh, actually, we don't need to do that, right? We can do this. Do we go to 2 or do we lose a creature? Yeah, I can't, right? Because he's going to sack. We have to. It's a force block. Sorry. Just had to figure it out. Force block so we don't die. Removal for us? That's actually interesting. 2 creatures is big game for us. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and attack with the Conjurant again. Oh, we don't have blue. Shoot. I'm so used to having any color we want. Now what? Should we go... So we're dead? I think we're just dead. At the very least, we can't attack. We're not dead, but we can't attack. Magic is hard. New set days are hard. Man, get your punt emotes ready, because it's hard not to on these. Okay, wow. Lucky. We get to make our Enforcer bigger and cast our Eternal. Must be. Let's do this. And where does this even put us? I gotta, like... This is a complicated board with these... Flying over... Yeah. Do we have attacks, is the question. Still... We have... if we attack with this, we have... Block... Block. Let that go. Block. Yeah, I was a little hasty, and I should have figured out my attacks first. Absolutely. Yeah, I like attack with the 9/9 force chump or attack with a flyer are the two options. And I think this just forces a chump. Let's force a chump. Forcing a chump has got to be good. Not sure that was the perfect line, but I feel like maybe attack with Griffin 2 even, but... See, now we go... Block. There's the cat we're dealing with. I think we got to do that. Nice. More chumps. And we get the... let's see. I think we have to risk... I mean, the Conjurant is a forced block. And then if we leave Griffin, we get... we can survive removal even. Why attack with just the... I don't understand just the Griffin. Like, I want to keep forcing them to... Like, because if we attack with the Griffin, they don't have to block is the problem. So I'm gonna I'm gonna swing with the Conjurant. Both for sure says allergic to bullets. We just are dead to removal if we do that, though, right? That's funny. Chats have multiple opinions here. I'm gonna be conservative and attack with just the one and force the chump. And then we get Reaver. And we'll throw a little full control bluffing here. See, we have no... I want Oppo to think that we do have something in our hand. You don't need to do this all game long, but... at a time like this, it can be good to give him a little fear. You tap control. If you tap control, you go into full control for one stop, basically. And if you shift control, yeah, allows some stuff at flat. It doesn't really do that much. I wouldn't run Emergent Zone. I think that hurts your colors too much. We're gonna make him have it. And we got another Griffin behind. And if they've got removal, I'm not gonna, you know. Alright, I think they got us. I was gonna make him have it, though. I feel like we had to make him have it. You think we threw that away, Colin? Yeah, maybe I got loose right at the very end. I just went with my gut there and made him have it, and they did. GG, Oppo. That was a good one. Yeah, I think I may have tossed away a win there. I think we could have found a win, but that was good. Yeah, it's really tough to find all those lines under the oppression of the rope that might come. Well, Mark, you start streaming them. I mean, Magic is hard. Sure, Mark Rosewada is telling me, gotta listen to me. Do you realize there were 74 other people telling you, saying they had to listen to me on the other thing with the other line? And I don't know, I have to go back and look at that. I know that the line you're suggesting put us dead to removal. Like, so no matter what you're saying about the should have attacked with both instead of one, if we'd attacked with both instead of one, they go to we could have been absolutely dead to removal on the backswing, right? So yeah, you can say attack both on the last turn was a punt, especially given that land. But I don't think you can say the attack with one instead of both before was, because it sets you up to lose to removal, right? Just because that didn't happen doesn't mean that we weren't correctly protecting against it. Anyway, let's update the record. It was a good game, despite the result, and let's just get back in. Yeah, maybe that goes back to my decision to kill the aristocrat over the cat. But again, I think you're making presumptions if you think that it just doesn't end up in a different sticky situation for us with an aristocrat out there. Fair allergic. I might watch that one again later and try to see what those different lines feel like again. I think we have to mulligan this, though. We might get black in time for this Prowler, but gotta ship this back. Yeah, this is a keep. And we like that for the fixing and ramp. Hey, Banana Jack. Yeah, that's the thing. If the end of that game had been played on Magic Online and not Arena, maybe I find different / better lines. I didn't find land, but we get to play a Nurture here, and maybe we can drop a Ugin next turn.
Justice will be served, molten from the core of my soul.
Dramatic.
Squash you like a roach.
All right, well, we get to attack Nahiri. And again, this is the kind of life total effect I'm talking about with Planeswalkers. If Nahiri had simply been a 4-mana removal spell for my Prowler, we'd be attacking Oppo right now. But instead, we're using attack damage on Planeswalkers, and that's going to be, I think, what makes this format be a slow one. Oh yeah, thanks. We should do that. If you go to the store and enter the code PlayWarSpark, you get a gift of whatever, you know, probably 3 boosters. At least that's what it was before. This is my favorite common of the set. I plan to cast 7 million of these, and whenever an opponent does, I feel like I can't win. Well, we can't find a 4th land, but so many of our permanents make land, we're still able to do something. And I am going to go ahead and take out Nahiri, or try.
What's one more grudge to hold?
The presence of Proliferate in the set is brilliant and necessary, I think, to create a lot of the tension you want with these Planeswalkers that only tick down. Because if it was basically safe to know, like, you have to give players a way to either tick them up or reset them, so that even if they're at 1, we have to be thinking about it. So they get to play the top card of their library. If they, yeah, we're just gonna make that go away, right?
I came into being long before your kind. Doom, be gone, interloper.
You just called a building an interloper. I suppose
This experience still proved.
that's pretty good. That's a nice 2-for-1. We paid 6 mana and made him discard ate a Spark Harvest and got a Citadel. We'll make a Griffin and attack with the rest. All right, that's a way for Oppo to get back in it. I don't generally play around Wraths. That's a harsh one for us, though, since we're low on land. Fortunately, we have a plaza to support our splashes. I'm not going to use Cruelty or Thirst here. I could use Cruelty on the Skyguard, but I'd rather just try to find a land and match theirs with ours. And then if we don't, we'll have to buckle up and bear down and use some removal. All right. As said, it is an instant. I just don't know if I want to let them untap. They do have Gateway Plaza, and this is a filterer, not a ramper. So they have 3 mana of anything. I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna let them untap at least. Deckmaster's not working with a brand new set. No. I'm gonna. Yeah, but we can. Thirst is an instant. And you could say, oh, well, get him while shields are down or whatever. Like, we could do it now. Now would be, if you wanted to do it, the time to do it. I just worry they're just going to mass again, and then what have we done? But... I like this card a lot. I think it's great. Does not seem hard to make it big later. And should probably kill it now. Or it's just going to get bigger. We can still get out of this. They have 5 cards, we have 4. We just need we get a land here. We can Eternal Skylord and Spark double it. That will be a great play if we just get... There we go. Could consider... Yeah, we'll Wanderer's Strike later. We haven't played much... Like, I think if they were sandbagging removal because of the Wrath, we could just play the Skylord out here and... We might just lose the Lord, but if we can make it to next turn with the Spark double and resolve that... 2 3/3s and a 4/4 flying army seem like it'll be good. We can't double the Griffin, we can only double our stuff. Exactly, then we get to Wanderer's Strike. I'm gonna start here just to... I'm curious, so one thing, I got a lot of new viewers this week, and we get very... UI technical around here and a lot of things and look for tells, information leaks that the nature of this game provides. I'm wondering, they have, unfortunately they have, let's see, they don't, I guess with this, it's going to pause no matter what. So, but normally, if your opponent has nothing on board that's an activated ability, you can send out test signals and see if there's even a pause. And if there's no pause, you know that the coast is clear to do your follow-up spell. In this case, there's going to be a pause because Oppo could technically sacrifice Globe, and so it doesn't tell us much. But I at least did that so that if they had a counter-target creature spell, they might use it there. And now we're in a spot where they might get us with that Amass Quench, the 4-mana Amass Quench, but I'm not going to... I don't think we can... play around that. I think we should just go for it. We do have Wanderer's Strike backup too if this doesn't resolve. Alright, make him have it. Oh yeah, I forgot it had a 1/1 counter even as well. So, do this attack. One reason to make sure we did all this stuff before attacking that time. Oh yeah, I should have attacked with the army. I was thinking it was summoning sick because I added to it, but yeah, it was just a flaky non-attack. Now we're going to Wanderer's Strike and get in good. Or we're going to try anyway. Yeah, it's a bummer. They should be at 5 right now, facing extra lethal. But hopefully we are not punished too hard. Looks like for 5 they want to take out the Skylord, which will save them for the turn. This is why I'm bummed. If we had attacked with this, I'm sure they would be down to 5 right now. Oops. Yeah, they're above it. All right. Yeah, that's great for them. That attack could be huge. That failed attack could be huge because now they can get a nice comeback here. Now we're top decking and are definitely behind here.
Time for retribution.
At least it's something, but that's not the action we're looking for. A kitty of our own this time. That could be good. As much as a 5/5 menace right now. What bombs are left? Let's see. We've used our Ugin, right? We have Sunblade Angel. We have another Enforcer Griffin. Obnix would be cool. Obnix on the Reaver to draw some extra, or heck, kill a creature and try and win. Avon Eternal? No, I think we already... Do we use that? But really, Sunblade Angel and Obnix are our best stuff left. Because we have, like, there's an argument for using our mana to sack this now so that we don't tie up that mana in the future, but since we have the Obnix possible draw, I'm gonna wait. That's interesting. What does that do for us? If we put a counter on the Dread Malkin, we can get the Dread Malkin up to 6/6 here. Is that worth it? It's probably where it belongs. I don't think it makes us able to attack or anything, but I'm still gonna go try to put a counter on the kitty. With 6 mana though, we could threaten it. If they block and we sack everything, we eat it. Feels risky though. They have all this mana and they chose not to cast anything. I'm just gonna say no. Yeah, it's a good spell.
Little Ember, and learn your true power.
We are the future.
All right. Falling behind now. Obnix and Sunblade Angel are like the two cards we feel could help us get out of this. Swamp is neither of those. Why do they know about this? Did they put this on top of our library? What am I missing? I'm just don't understand why they know what this is. Silverwing, what's that say? Ah, sure, there we go, thank you. Rules text, new cards. Since they know about it, I'm gonna play it. We also have an X spell in the deck. Thanks, Cincy. No attacks. Let's check. Yeah, there's what we got.
Focus on what matters.
Yes, correct, Cincy. And in fact, I'm gonna play Sealed on stream today, and then I'm gonna stop throwing gems at wizards for the absurd cost of Sealed. It's worth it for a stream, not worth it for my own entertainment at home, hanging out on the weekend. We're supposed to draw Obnix, not you. This one's super slipping away now. Our percent chance has to be hyper low.
Fresh blood is ideal for divination.
Do I think the Planeswalker in each pack for Sealed makes it better value? No. Why would it? I don't understand that. Why it even would? I mean, if there was a mythic Planeswalker guaranteed in every pack, yeah, sure, but...
I am that which nightmares themselves fear.
Alright, cleared 4 lands off the top of our deck so we can find our answer.
Haunted by this tool.
You know, it's hard to get a word in edgewise in this format, and I'm the only one in the room.
Try not to think too hard.
So, I'm kind of in waiting to die mode and don't know how we live. Let's focus in and either figure out how we can possibly win this or just get on with the next thing. We've talked about Obnix and a flyer as being our win condition. How do we control the situation to get there in time? We're at 12. This is just going to mill us out. Like, which of these Planeswalkers do we have to kill to have a chance? Probably Ashiok, just to even have a chance. You want to kill the Eternal Skylord? Bring this down to the ground. Is that enough? What does that do for us? Yeah, I can attack the minute. Okay, we'll do that. And we can attack Ashiok and sack the Reaver. We could also send at Ob and leave ourselves to a pretty powerful counterattack, but not lethal. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Right, not an issue with the format. After this game, we'll go talk about that. Oh, did they kill it? What did they do? What did they do? I missed it. Ah, yes. Yeah, that's gonna do us in, folks. Let's be done with this one. Let's do a quick value discussion before we jump back in. Because again, as Cincy said, this channel is all about value. We try to at least understand the economic game in which we are participating so that we can make the best decisions within it for ourselves. So if you are quite comfortable financially and all you want is the magic you want, congratulations. You don't need to worry too much about value. You should just play the thing that you want to play and bust out your wallet when you need to. And that's a great place to be. If you are more budget conscious or need to be free to play, there are plenty of people who just, for one reason or another, can't even buy the $5 welcome bundle. They can only do this free to play. And so I like to help those folks figure out the best path through to maximize their dollars. So let's compare, just take a look at them for a second. We can see that the payouts here all have 3 boosters. So you're going to get a total of 9 boosters when you enter sealed. 3 of them are going to be prize boosters that have possible wild cards. That's relevant. And 6 of them are going to be just rares and mythics out of packs. But you look at the gems here. You're paying $2,000 to get in, and you don't get your gems back. You're not even break even on your gem entry until 6 wins. What? Compare that to traditional, where you need 3 match wins in order to get there, and there's only 2 fouls to give here. 6 wins you have 3 losses that you can 2 losses you can give before you lose completely. So it is a little bit harder, but nonetheless, that combines. I have a value spreadsheet that needs to be updated to take into account the fact that some people 4x format by the end of it, and so therefore start getting extra. But I'm going to bring the spreadsheet up in a second so you can click that and copy it if you want to make your own. But basically, the thing that's not tracked in this spreadsheet is the fact that if you get to 4x of all rares and mythics, the gem value of these events goes way up, because now suddenly your minimum on 6 packs, 2,100 gems and 6 packs, like that's 20 gems each rare and 40 gems each mythic when you are maxed out. So packs do have higher value if you're the type of player who's going to get to 4x. Yeah, you need 6 game wins, but great God, it's not how that, like, it's not even the same thing, right? I mean, but whatever, if you want, let's not even worry about the theoretical. Let me bring up the spreadsheet and we can take a look at the actual. And these are numbers again. These do not take into account gem grind, okay? This is not taking into account gem grind. But if you come to this spreadsheet, you can make a copy and then you can adjust. Oh, sorry, you're not even seeing it. Let me switch views. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. So I made these tables so we understand what the actual cost in gems is on average for an event. So at a 50% win rate, a ranked sealed has a final cost of 997 gems. So regardless of what you're saying, oh, well, you have to win this many times. Like, sealed for a 50-50 player costs about 1,000 gems per. Whereas we go down to traditional draft and the final cost is only 792. So it's a significant lower gem cost. And then, of course, ranked draft has the lowest final cost, but it depends on how you're measuring things, right? There's also how much game EV you're going to expect. In ranked draft, you're going to play 5.73 games. in traditional draft, you're going to play 9.3. So if you're thinking of things in terms of how much actual Magic playing time you're getting, if you're thinking of this as an arcade machine, I'm dropping in quarters and I'm playing limited, you can look at it as a gems per game cost of, 70 gems per game versus 85 gems per game. So even then, for the 50-50 player, the gems per game cost is still better over here. But again, remember that this does not take into account the gem grind. So if you're going to get 4x, all this EV is going to go way up because of those gems you get to grind, whereas the ranked draft only gives you 1 booster with a chance at 2 as part of your prize pool. So it's much harder to grind gems in prize packs in ranked. So I do want to update these tables so you can at least toggle to see what it looks like. But also, let's take a look at me though. So I'm more towards 60%, and your win rate is going to be different in best of 3 and best of 1. But I'm actually pretty close to 60% on either side of it. So just for a broad strokes, we'll take a look at it at 60% and see what happens. So suddenly at 60%, my final cost is 673 on sealed, 250 on ranked, and 477 on traditional draft. But then my cost per game gets really a lot closer. And then with the gem grind here, it's going to lower this even more. So for me, this is why, people say, like, for me, I don't really care if I'm playing ranked draft or traditional draft, because my personal metric is gems per game. Like, I'm paying to play Magic, so I want to know how much playtime I am getting for my dollars. So this is the one I use. You might use this. Maybe this is your bottom line. Maybe your bottom line is EV. But it really shouldn't. That's the thing. The EV is best here, but it doesn't necessarily mean the cost is best, right? And if you... so you can copy this and apply it, but it's ultimately this fat number that makes me say don't play sealed unless you are, and this fat number, unless you are comfortable with your finances and are in this just to play however you want to play. So there you go. There's a quick aside on the value and the approach to value we take on this stream. And it drives how I choose what queues we play in when we're playing on the free-to-play account. Today we're playing on the paid account because we're playing as players with more money than time today. And let's see, I think draft view is where we were at over here. I'll take any follow-up questions on that. Diablo12341 asks if you have an idea of the fastest free-to-play way to 4x a set. Well, you can see, I should put a marker on that spreadsheet, but I also track my results. So there's another tab on there that shows, here, we'll put spreadsheet in the link again. There's the link. So what you're going to want to do is go to that, make a copy, and then you can edit the copy. So to 4x a set, for me, we 4x'd on stream with the free-to-play account with about a week or 2 to spare in the RNA format, and that was playing a draft or 2, call it a draft a day, a draft every weekday at least, for kind of the whole season, at a 60% win rate with some judicious rare drafting. We got there. So, but ultimately, to free to play your way to I can help you with free to play your way to a set via limited. I'm not actually sure what the best path is via constructed. If you've got a good constructed deck and want to grind that, but for limited, it's really just a matter of being disciplined with your daily gold grind and cycling your quests. In fact, I think we failed to do so, right? Let's cycle this. Whew! This is wow. I almost this is paid account, so I don't care as much. But you should always cycle your 500s. It's actually very, very bad that we are one spell away from completing this this quest, because we would rather try and be at a 700. It's probably not going to be. We're going to spin it. It's probably going to be another 500, but you got to take the chance at getting a 750. So we did. In fact, if you're really free to play, it's so important for you to take these chances that you should try and end your day with an incomplete 500 gold quest, so that if your overnight quest is a 750, you still have a 500 to cycle the next day. All right. So let me go back to that. Yes. Like, let's take the free-to-play account, right? I'm not going to play any limited on the free-to-play account until Monday, because we're waiting for War of the Spark, but I am going to grind the free-to-play account every day until Monday. And so let's say this was the free-to-play account. Yes, I would absolutely not grind out my daily wins with a black or a green deck. We would play, in fact, you can even look, like, if you look at my decks, they generally are, like, I have best white and quest black, creature quest, new best blue quest, mono blue tempo. Like, I like having good monocolored decks around, because you can you can choose the right tool to avoid completing the 500s. Right on, Strength. Time to play. Thank you for your patience. Hopefully that was a worthwhile aside. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate the sub. All right, this looks great. We're gonna put the New Horizons counter on the Snare Spinner. Having a 4/4 flyer blocker in this format seems insane. Yeah, it would be neat to be able to. Oh, I think the sub song will always be the Rat Burglar. The Rat Burglar is entrenched as this channel's sub alert, but I'm working with my son, the meme master, on some memes for this set, so stay tuned for that. I don't have any today, but he has an assignment to finish some for tomorrow. First strike, this is... Oh, okay, gets a counter too. Alright, that's pretty good. That's going to be annoying. But we get to turn this into 4 toughness pretty soon. You'll have to wait and see, Dionysus. Let's put New Horizons on a swamp and make a real giant spider. That spider's giant now, but with upside. Hey, Paleo. New set's a lot of fun. I'm really liking it. Only played sealed so far. We'll have to see how the draft format shakes out. But so far, the sealed set is kind of reminding me of... what was the second Amonkhet set? Hour, thank you. Hour of Devastation. Kind of reminds me of Hour of Devastation sealed right now. Like, this guy in particular. This doesn't give us the 2 mana that one dude did, but this kind of green color fixing with the 4 multicolor sealed feels very familiar. Let's just play the Nurture here. Yeah, Conjurant is one of your 0 mana spells that can cause a hitch when Oppo is tapped out in their main phase. It's worth noting. I mean, Sunset Point, this is the kind of thing we look out for on this stream as well. What pauses in the auto passing are tells that we can definitely learn from, and a tapped out main phase opponent that pauses definitely has a Conjurant. We're gonna stay back on D here. And yeah, saying the sealed is a lot like our Devastation sealed is a compliment. And a 3-mana spell that takes care of a 6/5 is good by me. Can we even do this? I'm just going to do this now. They're tapped out. That thing is scary. We can't do everything I want here. Because we could just, like, take this for a turn and instead go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. So we could do the Skylord and get that going. And then next turn have Spark Double and Cruelty. Yeah, I'm gonna take the pain for a turn in service of Spark Double Cruelty next turn. Any advice for key cards to guide your sealed deck choices other than rare bombs? This guy is one. If you have a lot of... check to see if you have Nurturers and New Horizons, because I think if you have a lot of these... Count your sources for making any color of mana. If you have, like, 4+ sources for making any color of mana, you may have a nice 4 or 5 colored pool available to you, in which case you get to play all of your good stuff. But largely you're going to be driven by your rares and mythics. That's how I did it all day Tuesday, and it worked pretty well. If you Spark Double an Amass token, what happens the next time you amass? I'm not sure what you mean. If you Spark Double an Amass token, it would get... it would just get a 1/1 counter on it. It would get a... It would put it... I think Spark Double targeting Zombie Army is just putting a +1/+1 counter on Zombie Army. Right. Oh, no, it would make a second army. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you get a second army. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess you choose. Makes sense. I'm learning all this stuff, too. Now, there's Nick's boy. He's hate-twisted and cruel. But we're going to stick... Oh, I was going to say we're going to stick with the plan, but we can't because we got zapped by that. So what are we going to do instead? We can copy Obnix. Let's play Obnix and... Nah. I really want to kill that troll. I'm going to kill the troll. And we're going to wait on Spark Double because I think we want to copy Ob. Is this record right? Are we 1-1? Are we 2-1? Are we 1-2? Somebody remembers our record, I'll put it. 1-2, well then we better win this. Darn it, I don't want to start 1-3. I mean, it happens, but come on, let's get this. Everybody keeps coming in and saying Obnix doesn't seem very good. It's tricky to use, and it doesn't read well, because the first thing you read is, like, destroy their creature and they get it back. But again, when you destroy their bomb that is killing you, you don't care that they got 2 cards. You love that you got rid of the bomb that is killing you. And you can use it on your own stuff. It's great to just kill an army token and draw 2. And then it sits there also clocking them as well. That could be good for us eventually. I think we'll hold off on that now. This is being held back. Yeah, let's do this and draw. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 here.
Your name and rank are insignificant to me. You have... the wage of knowledge is death.
And here's another great source of food for Ob. And actually having 2 Obs out does put some IGI type pressure on Oppo.
I am your inner demon.
Ill-Gotten Inheritance, the enchantment from the last set that, for 4 mana, sat there draining your opponent each turn. Yeah, let's go...
And your world shall perish.
Yeah, we could go after their life total with the Obs, but I like getting this army token and drawing 2 again.
One can learn much from death.
We got Wanderer's Strike now. We still might want to wait and do it after Conjurant, but Wanderer's Strike upping Obs. It's funny, I wonder if they're both going to talk on upkeep. I'm trying to decide if we're bothering with this. I'm going to go ahead and just play the Dread Horde. Thank you for the sub. You know what? I'm going to even do this. I should have done this before I cast the Herald.
Bones will read as omens.
But I'm not going to compound the mistake.
Suffer the... Knowledge is not without prize.
How you like Ob now, all you Ob haters? Still hate? Maybe you still hate. Ooh, nice. Now we're going to chump with Herald if they attack here. No, and I totally get the distrust of Obnix. It does not read like a great Planeswalker because of that draw 2, but it has applications, you know? And then here we're gonna go ahead and chump there and try and trade 1 for 1 here. Ooh, Blast Zone is cool. Get that out. But let's Wanderer Strike this Lynx now. Submit 5. Seems alright. Alright, Oppo was done with that. Yeah, that's why I say, you know, my advice on Sealed so far is to check and see if your green supports 4+ colors. Hey, Queen, welcome. It's going great. I mean, we're only 2-2, but I'm playing Magic and hanging out with folks, so I'd say it's going great. Oh, sorry. It's been crowded today, and your chat was suggestive of new arrival. Well, let's do. We'll get open a pack for fun. Chunk, thank you so much for the sub. Hey, Thomas. Crowded is a good thing. A lot of Nox viewers hanging with me today. Appreciate that. Maybe some Penny Arcade fans came back from yesterday as well. Maybe Penny Arcade creator is lurking around there somewhere. You lurking, Jerry? I see you, Jerry. Let's go. Oh, I wanted to enter the code. Make sure you all go do this.
Say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
My deck name is offensive? I even forget what it was. What did I call it? This is a code for 3 free boosters of the new set. Play Warspark. Let's go back in. So on Tuesday, I would have resigned from this event by now. I have to hold back from the muscle memory of resigning after playing a handful of games with each deck. I definitely don't have any early rankings for draft because we haven't done that yet. I am liking base green 3+ colors as a place to try to be in sealed. You don't get to choose, of course, but if the tools are there, like we have here, I think this is just a great start. Spinner into Nurturer into these two, if the Nurturer survives. I think Proliferate is great, and the Proliferate Planeswalker combo should not be slept upon. Is there a Boros thing? That's a Twitch Prime Award? I don't know what the Boros thing is. I was going to lead on Spider, but we'll go ahead and lead on the 2 points of power instead. Oh, I remember my name now, but Ugin is ineffable. Effing in my my deck name is not a curse, it's short for ineffable. And we do get a second play. That's nice. Yeah, I've heard some people having trouble, and I've heard restart. Try a restart. No. You are not automatically a Prime member just because you have subbed, but Amazon Prime members get a free sub each month. That's how that works. This might... clearly Oppo has something. Notice the pauses. Again, we try to keep an eye out for that around here, so we know Oppo has some sort of instant speed play. This is great. Play all of these. This is a serious driver for me. And see, like if you've got 2 of these, you should figure out how to play your blue. You know, that's pretty extreme, but that's how much I value that card. I just think it's nuts. We're kind of we're playing heavily into this board with Oppo not on it at all. I don't know if there are red sweepers or whatever, but yeah, that's not the biggest scary, is it? We could Wanderer strike it, but we don't get much value out of the Proliferate, and we can take some time here. cast the Skylord while shields are down. Attacked with the zombie army at least. Ubermensch, I think this is going to be a Prince format in many ways. I think there's going to be oppressive bombs that you're tired of seeing. But I think the princeliness of the disparity in power among the individual cards will be somewhat offset by what I think will be the skill intensiveness of the format. And so even though the lesser player in the matchup may have some stupid bomb, I think there are going to be lots of play lines that advanced players are going to be able to find that maybe that newer player with the bomb isn't going to see, and so you can still find ways to win. That's how I kind of see it shaping up here a bit. We'll go ahead and try this Griffin. They haven't shown a counter before, so I'm thinking this will resolve. Now let's just... Well, we could Wanderer's Strike here, but it's not actually... Don't panic. It's just a 7/7, but you can chump it and whittle it down. We don't need to panic kill that when we have nice attacks in the air right now. No way to get that back. So yeah, we're gonna... How do you help newbies during pre-release without causing a loss for yourself? Great question that I'll get to in 1 second here. For starters, help them with their deck after the match. There's no need to help them beat you. And also, but the main thing I want to mention with helping noobs is make sure they want help. Not everybody even wants your advice or opinions, and they're happy to just sit there and take losses on their own terms. Some people have a lot of pride around that. One way to, especially if you're helping them after the match, try to engage them in friendly conversation during the match and get a feel for where they're at. And then by the end of the match, I think you'll have a better idea of whether or not your help would be appreciated or not. And but so you can kind of feel that out at first, and if you think, oh, they might want some help, questions I like to ask are, how long have you been playing? That gives you some information. How did you get into this game? Just, hey, thanks for the host. Just be conversational, and then at the end of the match, it's hard to bring it up just really diplomatically. Hey, are you looking for any input as you're learning this game? And then if they say yeah, like the people who want help will be like yes, right? And then they'll be so appreciative. And the people who don't will be very happy that you've given them. Make sure you give the people who don't want help a way out. Now I gotta think. I'm gonna let this time, and now I'll think about my turn. Okay. Yeah, I like that Spark Double the Griffin plan. Let's do that. Oh, good. I even got it in under the hourglass so that we didn't lose our clock. And we have Cruelty ready in case we need that. I wouldn't call myself a rules expert despite 25 years of experience or whatever, but I bet the combined brain power of this chat can help you figure out the corner case you might be exploring. Let's see, what are we doing here? Definitely getting in with the Griffin. I actually think suddenly everything getting trample could be, or having trample could be bad for us, but is this oh no, it's just when I was thinking other stuff could trigger it. Trying to figure out which one to take care of here. Actually, Cruelty plus a block should handle the Ceratok okay. I'm going to go ahead and strike the Conjurant. Vargan makes a good point. Noobs are not the same today as they were in years past, necessarily. But that's why I like waiting till the end of the event, you know, to the end of your match or whatever to get into that. Because you'll have a good feel for where they're at by the end of it, right? And you can help them in the way that they're wanting to be helped. Standout cards besides the clear bombs. I've been mentioning Snare Spinner as an early little sneaky favorite of mine because flyers are so important. All right, we picked up that win. Nice to get to 3 at least. No worse than 500 now. Yeah, standout cards besides the clear bombs. Flyers. Flyers have been proven valuable again and again so far in Planeswalker Control and Planeswalker Defense. That's funny. Known Kadith says, I played a noob who was familiar with Hearthstone, call the ability to kill a creature in response to an aura cast janky. I know, I can see how you might feel that way, but that's why we love our Magic. It's interactive. No async here. How late am I streaming today? Good question. Got a nice healthy viewership, and I'm loving the new set, so probably past noon. Let's go to at least, say, 2 o'clock today. And one of the reasons I'm going to stream long today is that I need to leave tomorrow at noon, like right at my end time or a little before. Tomorrow I don't have any wiggle room in my schedule. I have something I need to do. It's possible I could come back on later, but we'll go a little longer today since tomorrow will be a more normal length day. And we do have a question about the lunch boxes, and we have an answer queued up. Wolf likes to try and help noobs before the match begins. You can do that. It's just fraught with peril because, again, you have less of a sense of what help they really need and how much they really want it. So just be careful. Another great way to help people in your approach to helping people in general, and I tell this to myself all the time, express things in terms of I would instead of you should. You should is not a great way to tell people, to give people advice, but I would is great because it just says, here's what I would do. You can copy it or not. You should is, again, like, people don't like to be told what to do. So it's just a subtle thing, but that might help you reach your audience a little better. We're going to keep this because we got the plaza. That's amazing. That's great. If they come to you, fantastic. They must have a good feel, a good read on. Yeah, I would, or what has worked for me is a great way to start a sentence when you're trying to help somebody. What's worked for me is we could leave up no escape, but I like casting the ramp spell, so we'll try and ramp here. Yeah, Ubermensch, that's a fine conversational question. Says, what about after the game saying, hey, you were thinking a lot on that one play. What were you considering there? That's fine. Again, as long as you're interacting at the end of the match, I think you're going to have a great idea of what that person wants or hopes for out of your post-match exchange, you know? All right, we lost our ramp dude, but we found a land, so we're marching towards our Sunblade Angel and whatnot. We're just gonna keep curving out here though and offer up a Dread Horde. Yeah, they probably reuse some sound effects and whatnot. I don't hold that against them. Making games is hard. Have you ever done it? Thunder Drake is annoying, but we don't have much we can do about that. We could leave again. We're not going to leave up. We're just going to keep curving out. Hey, look, I've, see, this is what just happened to me. Like, I tapped out and just tuned out and assumed auto pass would take care of me, but it didn't because I have Conjurant, and we were talking before about how tapped out main phase pauses are Conjurant all the way. We're gonna stay back on D with our dies into Amass, dude. I actually like the Guild Globe. It's certainly no, what's the one we liked from, like, Ether Revolt? The 2-mana ETB draw a card, filter one color. That was amazing. This is like Wizards giving us a one-shot version of that. And I think it's playable and sealed, especially. We'll see if it's too slow for draft, but, like, one of the combos I've liked with Guild Globe is, the 2 blue ETB return a permanent to your hand to give it a +1/+1 counter. So bouncing this to replay it is great. If we let him proliferate, do we care? This Drake becomes a 4/5. We don't really have removal for it, so that is kind of a problem. Yeah, be nice at pre-releases, let people take stuff back. Just get out, like, I'm at my least spiky at pre-releases, but it can still get to me because I still want to win. I really need to get myself to tone it down in those spots. I'm just going to do this. We have time to see where things go from here before committing to anything. And yeah, we'll play a Nurture here. Now I'm going to attack with our Griffin. We're probably going to need to find removal for this at some point. Maybe combining blocking, but yeah. The Thunder Drake is likely to get bigger and bigger. Although, they only have two cards. They need to both be spells. This is pretty intimidating. But only because of the Drake. So if we find removal for the Drake, this board gets a lot easier to deal with. That's fair, Tron. When I say when I said be nice, let people take things back, I say people, I mean identify new players to the game. I love letting new players take stuff back because I beat them anyway. Right? You know, it's like let them. It's the new players that I want you to be extra kind to. Well, we're gonna keep racing in the air, I guess, because at least with the Sunblade, if they attack into us, we get to start lifelinking. We really only have one way to put a counter on a creature in this deck, and that's the color fixing land thing. This is why I won't do this is why they're never going to hire me for coverage. He played the color fixing land thingy, everybody. I don't know how Marshall does it. New Horizons, thank you. Timnos is ready for coverage. At least you achieved justice. Glad it has a happy ending of justice. I like that phrasing, Tron. She was really impressed. She was tied to her chair and I had her eyelids pried open, but I could tell she was impressed. Keep up no escape or max out the Conjurant. I think we max out the Conjurant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the Conjurant. Yeah, that was a good point. I didn't actually really process that Oppo had drawn cards because I was talking, but... Looks like we wouldn't be able to escape that anyway. Yeah, we need to start ticking this up, you're right. We'll get this to 4. And what will it take out? It'll kill this, this. And this. Can we afford... Yeah, we'll, if they remove the Griffin, we'll be sad that we don't chump here, but I'm going to also give ourselves a chance to draw just hard removal here. Not hard removal. And, in fact, we have to wait to make sure we get Blast Zone. If we go, we need 6. Yeah, so we put 6 to put 3 more and then untap and kill it. And then we will chump here. Could even send in the Conjurant. They probably just happily throw Martyrs to make the Thunder Drake even bigger, but we're gonna blow it up anyway, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna offer this. That's exactly what I expected them to do, and that's fine. We want to get them to do this death proliferate while there's only one thing, and we already have a plan for it. As I say, there's a world in which we could also go... Like, if we no escape this, then we can still put 2 counters on the Blast Zone, untap... Oh, but you gotta tap it to put more counters on it. I think we have to let that go, because we really need to... Oh, is she 4? No, too bad. We need to let that go, because we just have to be on the plan to get rid of this Drake.
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
Yeah, if she were 4, that would be sweet. Man, all these 3s. Maybe we'll draw our hard removal, and and we should have this on 3. Yeah, we just gotta keep... I think we're gonna have a hard time making it through all this.
Some lessons for you all.
I don't know if they thought they got a 9/10 out of it. I guess they just know they get a free 2 damage in. Sure. Oh, maybe... Yeah, as I say, you can attack with both, unless you're... If I had removal, I would have used it while shields were down. Or lower. Alright, I'm assuming we still need... It's possible we're in a place where we need to... Like, if we can't overcome this field of three mana stuff where there's at least a few 3 mana things, maybe we should be counting on finding hard removal for this one off the top and then using Blast Zone on the others after. I don't like, because if we do the Blast Zone thing and kill the Drake, are we just dead to everything else? That's my fear. Like, we just still don't have a play. I think that may be the case. Despite all this planning, I think now, yeah, I don't think we can beat the 3s that we leave behind. So I'm going to actually just go... X of 2. Yeah. It didn't work out. We do have another chump here, though, so it's not even for sure not going to work out. We can go... We need to have... We have 1. We need 4 to be able to do that, and then we have 5 left over. Great. So we can go... We can create a Griffin and still have 3 mana to blow up all the 3s. And even keep the no escape up if that proves more worthwhile. I guess if we're blowing up the 3s, we should do it now, though, and not let Saheeli go again. Yeah, I'm going to do that so that Saheeli can't go again.
Learn from this.
And we can even send in this again. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how big this gets. Probably should have just sent in the Herald as well. One-time top deck removal. We still have... Yeah, we got some outs here. We got some outs here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Come on. One time. Not there. This was not my one time, apparently. We'll do the desperation swing. I like how we played that. I think we played to our outs the best we could. So, sometimes I feel better about a loss than a win when I feel like, all right, at least I gave myself the best chance and knew my outs and went for them. But we'll give them the credit for not keeling over before they remember to attack. All right, all right. 50-50 on the first try here. I'm not going to open the packs right now. We'll play another one, and yeah, we'll do at least one more sealed. We're closing in on noon.